Are they a takeover waiting to happen? West Pharmaceuticals or somebody like that?
Eh, Becton Dickinson, most likely.
Okay.
But yes, yes, they are. Uh, they, they don't want to sell yet because they have a growth spurt ahead of them. But in 3 to 5 years, it would be highly likely as this business explodes for the primary competitors in the needle and syringe market to want access to this company. And it's still not a big market cap. For them, $1 billion deal is nothing. So if the stock, is a five bagger for Becton for us, if Becton Dickinson pays $1 billion for this business when they're doing maybe they'll pay 600, 700 million, 800 million from 200 million, but it's still a triple or quadruple for us if they decide to acquire this company. So
And
that's what
Robert,
I'm.
what does the competitive landscape look like? Are there other people? Has this been too small a market for anybody else to really care about?
Absolutely. Exactly. It's only private companies and small. I don't even think there's another publicly traded company that does this. There's companies that do electronic pumps, wearable pumps. There are delivery systems that compete, but this is actually a mechanical pump. It's very easy to use. The patients, a lot of them are senior citizens, so it's a product that's made for today's patient. By the way, 70% of the business is the consumables that the delivery system, the needle, the tubing and the needle. So they get locked into these customers for life. Now, when they go to cancer treatments, it'll only be for the duration of the cancer. But that's the big new market. They found that oncology people are using these off label for in clinics in Europe to deliver oncology treatment drugs. So yeah, that would double or triple the TAM overnight and dramatically increase their upside over the next 3 to 5 years if they get that. So I think it's $100 million business in 3 to 4 years, trading at 5 or 6 times sales. So you're at 500, 600 million, which is from a $200 million market cap is a triple. So if it's today, foreign change, it's a $12 stock in 3 years.
And
It's
they've
not
got
as
plenty of cash. Balance sheet's solid. They've got plenty of
bad.
cash.
Well, they're not cash rich, but they have enough to operate the business without ever raising capital. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So,
So Bakes,
Ceragon, the quick
chart.
blurb
What's
on
the chart look like?
Ceragon.
What do you think?
Yes, the quick blurb on Ceragon. It's the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona is the biggest trade show in the world, and they got back a couple weeks ago, and the CEO said by far it was their best trade show ever, including chief technology officers. So the highest technology people in the operating, company's food chain like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, those kinds of companies. They had more meetings with CTOs from global tier 1 and 2 operators than they ever had combined in the past. So hopefully, now that could be 4 versus 1 or 2. I don't know what the number is, but the point is that they have this new chip. It's called a Neptune. It's an SoC. The industry competes with them with a modem that's 11 years old, designed by Max Linear, and is on the end of its life. And these guys are putting together products that do functions for wireless telecommunications that you can't do today. And it's taking longer for these tier 1 operators to buy into it, test it, and place large orders. But I would expect there to be multiple large name brand telephone operating companies globally, the U.S., the Europe, and India, announcing new deals with this company by the end of this year. So there finally is the story that I had, the growth story I had for owning this stock, seems to be ahead of us in the precursor to POs. So they're involved with a lot of RFPs and proof of concept trials with at least 5 to 10 companies, only a couple of which are existing clients. So that would be big news if they could close these guys. So it's all about the purchase orders from here hitting the income statement in the next 2 or 3 quarters.
So Bakes, pull up the chart on Ceragon while we're on that CRNT, and that's been a
Talk
tough
about a
one.
base. Think about it. Think about it as a base. So when it moves, right, it's the same
Thing looks dead.
duration of the base.
You know, I think this is a decent base, and I want to see it above 246 and 284, and then you start challenging higher levels. This is the weekly, you know, back here at that's the 284 level, but eventually, I don't know, 336 is the level back here 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean,
Can you go out a little longer? Give us a 10-year.
Sorry?
Can you give us a 10-year?
Yeah, here's the monthly, and this goes back 25. So
there you go. You haven't missed a bull market in this piece of crap so far. I tell that to the CEO every time I talk to him. I say, look at the 10-year chart. You owe shareholders, buddy.
Indeed, you do. That's been dead money. Dead money. All right, so you like the
next
story?
Turn it around.
Excuse me.
Say again, Bakes?
Does the next quarter turn it around?
The next quarter is seasonally their softest quarter, and I don't think it does. Yes, we still have time.
Okay.
Now the street they guided very. You know, the street took that comment and did not appreciated the nature of the comment. So there's not a big growth estimate. It might even be flat in sales year over year. But for them to hit the year numbers with the slow start, there needs to be 20% growth by the end of by the back half of this year. So
okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they beat by a little, but it's not going to be these guys are starting to kill it. That's going to require Q3 or 4.